Hi there, readers. Welcome to the Reader's Garden. I'm Mrs. Gardner. Oh, hi there, letter D. Today we're going to be doing Getting Ready Lesson D with our sometimes grumpy friend, the letter D. And today we're going to be learning all about the consonant sound wall. So yesterday we explored sounds that stop the air and sounds that come through our noses. We call these stop sounds and nose sounds. Exactly. So today we'll discover two new types of sounds, fricatives and affricates. So fricatives are friction sounds. We squeeze our air through a tiny space, and that moving air makes a gentle hiss or a buzz. Affricates are a mix. They're a part stop sound and part fricative. First, the air stops, then it quickly squeezes through a small opening, creating a small, short burst of friction. Now, if you haven't already, please take a moment to like and subscribe. When you do that, it really helps me grow the Reader's Garden, and I hope that I'm helping you grow wherever you're learning right now.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code, increasingly nimble, like wings for words, it'll lift you high. With every sound you soar, you fly.
Our lesson today is going to be divided into two sections. First, we're going to talk about the sound wall, and then next we will practice letter formation with our skywriting and our tracing. So let's get going. This is our consonant sound wall, but you already know that. We've talked about it already. Today we're going to be talking about fricatives and affricates, which you can see in those two glowing frames all the way over on the far side of the consonant sound wall. Now, we use our consonant sound wall in our picture cards to help us see and feel and remember where these sounds live in our mouths. Let's start out by talking about fricatives. Fricative sounds are made when air moves through a narrow little space. Think of them as like wind coming through a crack in the bottom of the door. You can hear the soft sound of the wind when it comes in through that space, and you can hear that soft friction in a fricative sound. Our first fricative we're talking about is the f sound, as in the sound that we hear in the beginning of feather, feather. So for f, I rest my top teeth right on my bottom lip and I gently push the air out. My voice is off. Listen. Feather. Now you try. Feather. For our next fricative sound, the v sound, my mouth is in the exact same place as for the f sound, but this time my voice is on, so I feel that buzzing in my throat. Let's try it together. V, violin. All right, your turn. V, violin, v, violin. It feels so funny to really focus on it because you can feel that buzzing happening with your teeth on your lips. Let's place f and v right here under the teeth on lips heading and next to the fricative title on our consonant sound wall. There they are, feather and violin. Next, we're going to talk about two th sounds. For both of those sounds, I'm going to put my tongue gently between my teeth and blow the air out. First, we're going to talk about the sound in the beginning of the word thumb. Ready? Thumb. Try it with me. Thumb. Now we're going to try the sound that's in the middle of the word weather, like the weather app on your phone. Weather. Weather. Now notice the difference when we say thumb, it's not voiced, but when we say weather, it actually helps me to isolate the sound by saying the word weather. I can notice how that is voiced. So we have our unvoiced and our voiced and there is that difference when we're making those two fricative sounds. Let's go ahead and add our thumb and our weather app under tongue between top teeth and across from the heading for the fricative section. Next, we're going to talk about the s sound and the z sound. Both those sounds are made by placing our tongue behind our top teeth And remember, when we're making a fricative sound, fricatives create friction as air flows through that small opening. So let's say s, like snake, and you can move your hand. Ready? S, snake. S, snake. Now make sure you're not using your voice. You can put your hand on your throat and say s, s. All right, great job practicing our s like snake. Now we're going to make z as in zebra in the same shape, but this time our voice is going to be on. So we're doing z, z, zebra. All right, your turn. Z, z, zebra. And you can think of how you have the sound on for that zebra and our sound off for our snake. So let's do this and the z and feel them. So we have snake, zebra. I wonder if I could do like a mohawk for a zebra. Zebra. I always think of zebras as having really cool hairstyles. Let's add our s and our z to our consonant sound wall. They're going to go under the heading for tongue behind top teeth and across from fricative. Our next sound is the sh sound, like shh, quiet, shh. For the shh, you round your lips, pull back your tongue, and let the air slide through with your voice off. It's like in the beginning of the sound shell, shell, shh, shell. All right, can you think of any other words that start with sh? Isn't it funny how when I talk about sh, I do it in like a whisper? So can you think of any other words that start with sh? I can think of sheep and shoe. How about you? Can you think of any? Oh, those are some great ones. Shh. Now let's explore a sound that's similar to the sh, but it's slightly trickier. It's the zh sound, zh. Like in the middle of the word treasure or in the middle of the word measure. This sound is made in the same way as the sh, but this time we do what with our voice? Yes, we turn on our voice. All right, so watch me closely. Zh, zh. Can you hear how my voice is actually turned on, but my lips stay rounded? Zh. My tongue still lifts back, and the sound vibrates. All right, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to go zh, zh, measure. Oh, I felt it right in the middle because I was really focused on the sound. Zh, zh, measure. Now let's do it together. Ready? Zh, zh, measure. And then you can imagine your measuring tape and you're measuring. Let's go ahead and add our sh and our zh sound card to our consonant sound wall, right under tongue lifted and across from fricative. And for our last fricative, let's try the sound for I simply open my lips and let the air flow from the back of my throat. My voice is off and the sound glides right into the next letter. So we're going to say hat, hand. Let's try it together. Hat, hand. I forgot which one we were going to do there. And it makes me feel a little bit like a dog that's panting when I make that sound. I hope it's picking up on my microphone. I'll bring it even closer. I hope you heard that sound. We'll go ahead and we'll place it under the heading for back of throat and across from fricative. Now that we've met our fricatives, it's time for us to meet their cousins, the affricates. So affricates are a blend of two things that we've already practiced. They have a quick stop sound, the air is blocked for just a moment, and then a sudden fricative release and the air squeezes through, making friction. So an affricate is like a stop plus a fricative all rolled together into one. So let's try them together. Our first affricate is the ch sound. So watch my mouth carefully for ch. I round my lips and I pull back my tongue. I stop the air and then let it out quickly in a burst, like in the beginning of chocolate. Ch, ch, chocolate. My voice is off for the ch, ch sound. All right, so I'm going to do ch, ch, chocolate. Your turn. Ch, ch, chocolate. Ooh, I love chocolate. Do you like chocolate? Some people don't, and that's okay, but I'm definitely someone who does like it. Our next sound is j. Now let's try j together. J, j, j. My mouth is in exactly the same place as the ch sound, but this time my voice is on. So we're saying it like in the beginning of the sound jelly or jellyfish, or the beginning of the sound juice. So let's do it together. J, j, j. So I'm going to say j, j, jellyfish. J, j, jellyfish. You got it? Let's do j, j, juice. Your turn. J, j, juice. Notice how our mouth shape is the same, but the difference between these two sounds is happening with our voice. When we make the ch sound and the j sound, our lips are rounded and our tongue is pulled back, which is why these cards belong right there under the lips rounded, tongue pulled back card and across from Affricate. So go ahead and we can place them on our sound wall. And that wraps up our sound wall practice for today. I bet you can guess which sounds we'll be talking about next time. We'll be talking about glides, can you see it under there? And liquids. Since we've finished our sound wall practice, we can go ahead and check it off in the air. And let's head on to do some letter formation. Now that we've stretched our mouths with our new sounds, let's stretch our fingers too. Today we're going to practice writing 3 uppercase letters. The letter H, the letter T, and the letter I. Each of these letters is built with strong, straight lines. So watch me carefully as I model them, and then we'll practice them through skywriting and tracing together. First, let's go ahead and practice our vertical and our horizontal lines. So get your skywriting fingers ready, and let's go up and down doing some vertical lines. Up and down, up and down. Now I want you to just do down, down, down. I'm bringing my finger in so I don't do it up and down. All right, now let's do some horizontal lines. We're going to go side to side, side to side to side. Now just go across this way, across, across, across. Those are some excellent horizontal lines. Now let's go put those into use with our letters. This is the uppercase letter H. What letter is this? Yes, it is the uppercase H, exactly. Uppercase H is made of 2 tall vertical lines connected by 1 horizontal line in the middle. That's why we just practiced that stuff before. So here's how we're going to write it. We're going to start at the top, do a straight line down to the bottom, hop back up to the top, moving over a bit, and do a straight line down to the bottom. Now hop to the middle of that first line and connect it to the middle of that second line. It's almost like drawing a bridge in a way, or like a gate. All right, let's do some practice together. Let's skywrite. Using our big arm movements, go ahead and skywrite your H really, really big. All right, so you're going to, starting at the top, do a line down to the bottom. Go back up to the top, do a line down to the bottom. Hop to the middle and do a line connecting it across. And that is how you skywrite. Now, if you have a table you can trace on, or the floor, I want you to do a letter H traced on the table or the floor. Or you could even trace it on your own hand if you didn't have something to trace on, just so you can practice your skywriting and your tracing. Here is an uppercase T. What letter is this? An uppercase T. Yeah, you're so smart. Uppercase T is made of 1 tall vertical line with a horizontal line across the very top of it. So here's how we write it. We start at the top line and do a straight line down to the bottom. Now we hop back up to the top and draw a straight line across the top. Precisely. Let's do it together. Let's skywrite together. We're going to hop to the top, do a straight line down to the bottom. Hop back up to the top, do a horizontal line across the top. Do it again, straight line down to the bottom. And do a horizontal line across the top. You can skywrite it on your table, or trace it on your table. You could trace it on the floor. You could trace it on your hand. And then when you're ready, we'll move on to our next letter. This is the uppercase I. Exactly. What letter is this? The uppercase I. So uppercase I is 1 tall vertical line with 2 horizontal lines at the top and at the bottom. And here's how we write it. Starting at the very top, do a straight line straight down to the bottom. Hop back up to the top, do a horizontal straight line across. Hop down to the bottom, do a horizontal straight line across the bottom. Now let's go skywrite it together. All right, hop to the top, do a straight line down to the bottom. Hop back up to the top, do a horizontal line across the top. Hop down to the bottom, do a horizontal line across the bottom. You can skywrite it big with your arms, and now you can go ahead and trace it on the floor using your finger, trace it on your desk, or trace it on your hand. And that's how we're practicing our uppercase letters, making sure we can feel all those important lines that are happening for their formation. My dear readers, you did such a great job today. That brings us to the end of our lesson, so go ahead and check off letter formation. Check, check. Wow. Friends, today we learned so many things. We learned about those windy sounds that we call fricatives. We learned about those stop and then fricative sounds that we call affricates. We also built big, strong letters using straight lines. We made a capital H, or an uppercase H, a T, and an I. So give yourself a big clap. You worked so hard and you got smarter today with that hard work. I will see you tomorrow.